Hi, so I've done a bit of work off camera, just more plastics, nothing exciting. Um, I think what I'm going to do now is basically put the rear bumper back on, because I've just tidied the garage as well because I'm kind of struggling for space. Obviously I've been appreciative of the fact that I've had this space to work in, but it's a bit cramped for what I'm trying to do. But I say that knowing that, you know, some people are working in much smaller garages or even outside, and take my hat off to you, because it can be a big enough pain doing this kind of stuff, even in a garage this size with a ramp and everything. So yeah, take my hat off to people who are doing it outside with just a jack or whatever. So basically, I've managed to secure a unit, so it's about just a bit less than 1,200 square feet, so that should be a bit better size. And I mean, I can get all the cars under one roof, which means that if I want to, I can do a little bit on this and then a little bit on that. Yeah, that'll mean that I think it'll make life an awful lot easier, basically. Should save quite a lot of time, I think, as well. Won't be tripping over things all the time, and or maybe I still will, but I'll have less of an excuse for tripping over things all the time. And yeah, just more room to work rather than trying to do everything in one space. It'll also mean that I can have an inflatable paint booth, so I've got a clean area that's just for painting in and nothing else, so that should help. You know, obviously I've been getting really good results in here, but it'll save the massive clean every time I want to paint something. So anyway, I'll let you have a look at where I'm at just now, and then I'm going to stick this back bumper on, and then yeah, just do some more painting the plastics. Taken a lot longer than I thought it would, to be fair, but that's probably because I'm trying to make them look like new. So, and obviously they won't, but they're going to look a million times better. Anyway, have a look and see. Yeah, so I've got these ones hiding under the car just now. So yeah, obviously I've just filled them. One of them's painted. I think there's another painted one down there. Yeah, still need to take masking tape off that. The back bumper. It's a massive full bin bag of everything that came off the floor. I think my early New Year's resolution when I get in the new place will be to have a tidy up at the end of the day rather than ending up with a bomb site. But yeah, it'll be amazing to have a lot more space. There's plenty of room for probably another ramp if I chose to get one. So yeah, the front bumper, I've rubbed that down and put a second load on, as I wasn't quite happy with how it looked, so I'm just leaving that to dry just now. So while that's drying, stick the back bumper on. That'll give me a little bit more space, and then basically what I can do is get onto these ones here and get them sorted. I might actually just stick the grill on as well, because then that'll give me that space to paint some things in up off the floor, so that would be helpful. Yeah, so we're getting there. Really feeling the need for a break. I've obviously been at this for months, and normally would have had a holiday about 2 months before now, so looking forward to getting it done. Getting the surgery out of the way, just knee surgery, probably mentioned it, and then maybe getting a week off while I recover. So that's the plan. But yeah, that's I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks away or something, so I just need to suck it up, or keep sucking it up, and try and get some more done. I'll switch back over. Yeah, so my friend Kev, who was allegedly painting the black Golf about 4 months ago, maybe it was 3 months, a while ago. He says, well, he was going to come down today, but he couldn't. But he says he's going to come down Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and paint the black Golf in here, because he's moving premises just now, or once he finds new premises. So if he does do that, that would be really good, because yeah, I mean, the whole point in asking him to do it was to take a little bit of the load off me. So I'm going to really push it tonight and put in a big shift and try to get everything, or nearly everything, done on this one, apart from the interior. But basically, I need this out of the way so he can get in, and I'm driving the blue one and the black one that he has up to the unit over the weekend, and then there's a transporter coming to take the other two up. So that's some added motivation for me to get this one done. He's going to help me put the windows back in, kind of easier if you've got a second pair of hands, I would think. Don't want to smash any more of them. So yeah, hopefully like this will be nearly there tonight, and he'll come and do the black one, and then I'll be a lot closer to having two of them finished, which is halfway there. So that would be great. That would be really good. As you know, this blue one's been a much bigger job than I expected it to be, but that's generally what happens with cars, so it's not altogether surprising. You would never have thought, from looking at it, you know, that it would be in the condition it was in, under all the plastics, under all the plastic trim. I mean, the red one that's been sitting out in a garden for like 10 years probably needs less work than this one did. So, I mean, well, body work anyway, you need to put an engine in it and everything, but yeah. And the black one that I gave to Kev to do, the one that we've done some work on, I'm guessing like, you'll see the video for that after this sometime. But yeah, I mean, that one needs very little prep. So I wish I'd given him this one to do, although probably not, because I would have been hit with a pretty big bill. So the red one outside is not looking as daunting now, having done this one, because there's way less to do in terms of bodywork. There's the dent on the rear quarter that I'll need to sort, but like the rear arches and things are pretty good. So yeah, I was originally doing that one first and then showing the footage of the other ones, but I think probably the way I'm going to do it is show this one first, because it's going to be the first finished, and then the first black one that I bought, then the second black one that I bought, and then the red one. So I'll maybe need to edit some of the videos where I've said you've already seen the red one. But anyway, sorry, I'm just waffling. So I'm gonna get cracked on and see what I can get done tonight. Again. So I've been busy basically painting the plastics and the badges, the badges. So there's badges obviously on the side mouldings that go on the doors, and there's the rear badge, 16 valve badge. I got a new Golf GTI badge for the back, and I got a new, I'll show you in a minute, I got a new grill badge. Basically the reason for that is that, as far as I know, I mean there might be now, but as far as I know there isn't a really good chrome paint. I have seen some in the paint shop that I haven't tried, so maybe there is now, but basically, obviously I could do the, the red bits and make them look nice again, but you'd still have the worn looking chrome paint on them, and it's obviously a small detail, but in my opinion small details count. Apart from the engine and whatever other styling, the reason that people love these is because it's a GTI 16 valve and not only an 8 valve. No offense if you've got an 8 valve. So yeah, I think little deals like that are quite important, to be honest. So, but yeah, I wanted to refurbish the badges that I could refurbish, or I wanted to until I started doing it anyway, because it was a bit of a something ache. But yeah, I think they should be okay. Keeps it as original as possible. It's nice to be able to say to people, oh yeah, that's the original bit, it's just been painted. And yeah, so that's good. The only thing was it's reasonably difficult to mask off the badges the way that you want them. I'll show you what I mean, and that's probably easier. Right, so here we have, I'm really falling over. Here we have the little badge from the back. That's only had one coat, so obviously it's not looking great yet. But once that's dry, what I'll do is I'll give it a light sand with some pretty fine sandpaper, and that'll help the next coat to adhere better, and give us a better finish. So what I did with that one was I painted it black first, and then I masked off the 16 and the V. So basically just put masking paper over the top of it, and then tried to cut around as neatly as I could with a razor blade. I think it's probably swings and roundabouts, because I did it the other way with the other one, and I think it probably took about the same amount of time, to be honest. But I think that way is probably better, because if you need to touch up the black, obviously the black numbers and letter, then it's going to be a lot easier to do that than, you can't really touch up the red because it's sprayed on, so it would look kind of bad. Obviously I could have just painted, used touch-up pen to paint the 16V, but I don't think it would be as good a finish, so I didn't. As you can see, the red strip around the grill has come up well, so hopefully it still looks good when I take the paper off, and I've got a reasonable line. I'm not expecting it to be completely perfect, but I can always resolve that with a little bit of black touch-up paint. So these are the, nearly cut myself on the ramp. These are the GTI badges that go on, obviously, these side moldings from the front doors. And with these ones, what I did was I painted them red first, and then, as you can see, I've masked over the bit that I painted red, so that I could then do the GTI in black. They've had 3 coats, so I'm hoping when this coat dries, I'm not going to be able to see any red. If I am, then actually I haven't said that, I think maybe the other way is better. Oh, I can see a little bit red, but I think what I'll probably do is, if when I take the masking tape off, I'm not happy with it, I'll just touch up the black. So that should be okay. Painted the spoiler, so I've just done all these ones in this sitting while we were on time lapse. So yeah, the spoilers come up really nice. Hopefully you'll agree. So that's good. I just painted it with the same textured paint. I'm not sure whether they're originally slightly textured or not, to be honest. It didn't look very textured, but that could just be from wear and tear over the years. I gave that a sand, I think 500 grit. No, I didn't. I used either maybe 1,000 grit or 1,500 grit. I gave that a sand because it did have some very light scratches in it. And they weren't very obvious, but they probably would have shown through the paint, so I just gave that a light sand, and that's come up like that, so that's good. So I'll move this out of the way, and that's rear arch I did previously, so you can see the difference there between one that's undone and done. Obviously it makes quite a big difference, which will all add to the final look. Fresh paint, fresh looking black bits. Yeah, tell it's getting late. Fresh looking black mouldings. And so I've still got to do those side skirts and the trim covers. The sill covers. Yeah, I'm definitely getting tired. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna crack on. I'm gonna move all these bits out of the way and use my little makeshift paint booth, panel stand, whatever you want to call it. It's a couple of boxes of welding wire. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. I think it'll probably be fine for doing the sill covers. Just remembering that I've got the back bits as well for the back side mouldings for the doors. I'll zoom in. Yeah, I need to do them as well, and a little bit that should be attached to the one of the front arches that isn't, so I need to do that as well. So yeah, plenty to be getting on with. And then onto the front bumper. So it's gonna be a long night. It's already, I think, maybe 11, but yeah, hopefully, as I said, Kev's coming in tomorrow, so I need to get this done. If he doesn't come in, will I be annoyed? Probably not really, because he's motivated me to rattle through all this tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm going to sand these bits and paint them, or yeah, sand off the stopper and paint them. And I'm probably not going to bother time-lapse and all that, to be honest, because you've kind of seen the gist of it. But I will either video or time-lapse putting things back on again, because that's obviously nice to see after all this time, although it's been a lot shorter time for you guys. Alright, I'm going to shut up and get cracked on. So I've finished the grille. There'll be a couple of little touch-ups that I'll do to it, but yeah, it's absolutely fine to stick on the car just now. As I mentioned, I'm kind of against the clock, so I don't even want to know what time it is. Pretty late. So anyway, I'll let you have a look at it. Excuse me. And also I took the masking tape off the GTI badges, so for the side moldings, so we can have a look at them as well. And then I'm just gonna fire back on a time lapse, and I'm gonna stick this grill on, which shouldn't take long because it's pretty much just press on, if I remember correctly. which maybe I do, maybe I don't. Yeah, so have a look and see. So compared to the grey kind of orangey mess that it was, I think it's safe to say that's a lot better. There's some wee bits where you can see like there's a tiny little bit of paint that's come over there, but I'm really happy with that, to be honest. I was kind of envisaging potentially having crooked lines or whatever, but that's it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to mask off, so I'm really happy with that. And there's the side trims as well. So, yep, they've come up good. So, on with the rest of it.